because we're like naturally born fighters. For years and years and centuries, we just had to fight to survive. People say that I'm like getting paid for that, but I'm obviously not. It shouldn't be just stopped in this like Facebook group or even application. We can go worldwide and we can do a lot of great things, and we're actually working on it. But in reality, why you should be satisfied with a small amount? Believe that you are the person who can actually lead this, then why you should not? That's so sweet that you call that. That's amazing. Hi, I'm Keta Bagashvili, founder and CEO of Beauty Lab and Forbes 30 Under 30, and this is my portrait for Panther and Roses. As a kid, I was born and raised in a very conservative family, and I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things. For example, I wasn't allowed to stay over at friends, I wasn't allowed to go to the cinema today and then go to cafe tomorrow. So I wasn't really allowed to have adventures and just like fun stories. And since I wanted all these like adventures to happen to me, and I wasn't allowed to date guys as well, so I really wanted to have like, you know, this love adventures, but I couldn't because my dad would kill me. Like, he wouldn't allow me to go on a date. So I started to write all the things that I wanted to happen in my life. And that's how the writer Keta was born. And I think that all the other Ketas that live in me are just like the continuing parts of the writer Keta. So she was the first person that was born inside of me. And I feel like everything I do, if I do something good, I can do because I have the storytelling experience, knowledge, and just skills. You know, I'll probably won't be able to truly say that until I'm like a mother as well. But I don't know. I feel like it influenced me in a good way because I was always hungry for adventures because I didn't have any. So I was so hungry to have all the adventures that I could like risk some things and just become brave enough to go and like travel alone and do all these like crazy things that I've done in my life just because I was hungry for adventures. And that was only because I just didn't have any as a kid. I did, yeah. You know, like when you are raised in a society like this, like in Georgia, you have a lot of insecurities. They're gonna make comments about everything. The way you look, the way you dress, the way you communicate, the words you use, the way you write, like they're gonna judge you for everything. So as a kid, when I was not confident enough, maybe, I did have insecurities. For example, I didn't like my nose because I thought it was big, so I did a nose job for two times. Which is like insane. I was like 17 years old. Like, why would you do a nose job at 17? I don't even know where to start talking about this because all these people that were like, all these kids that were pressured because of the regime, they're the moms and dads now, so they're not gonna raise their kids the way they were raised. There's a lot of things that has changed. For example, Georgia is a very patriarchal country, you know. They think, used to be a lot more. They wouldn't let their wives like work or dress up nicely or to go out and have fun, to go out with friends. They would only marry virgins, you know, like all these crazy things that you have heard from the films. That's where we actually lived in Georgia, like 25 years ago. Modern Georgian society is really open. They're open to minorities, they're open to young people, they're open to the way we like to have fun or the way we communicate or the way we pursue our dreams. So today's Georgia is really cool, I would say. We have centuries of traditions and cultures, and even the guys who are dancing at Basiani at night, which these old people don't like, they can also make toasts about their grandparents and their old houses and their traditions and their cultural things. So I wouldn't say that it can be lost at any point. But it's really good that we can be in the center of like this modern and traditional, like the mix of modern and traditional lifestyle, and I just love it. I think there's a lot of fields that needs to be improved in Georgia, of course. But the problem that I see right now, which is really big for me, is that Georgia is like Georgian people, like especially this like young people, young professionals, they're doing these startups and they're like putting all their time and energy in their jobs and work full time, but they're still not as well known outside of Georgia as they should. So we're trying really hard to succeed, but it's still hard for us to be recognized outside of Georgia. Georgia is really developing in the technology field. We have great minds, we have great startups, they're doing amazing jobs. A lot of them did exit already. And I think that people should know that about Georgia. Also, they should know the artistic parts. They should know about our artists, they should know about our writers, they're amazing. But once again, like, you can't really think about becoming a world's bestseller author just because if you write in Georgian, only Georgian people are gonna read it. So, and when you do the translation, it's never that good, right? So I don't know, maybe, I mean, there's a lot of writers who wrote in their native language and then got translated, but I think the reason behind all of this is the lack of confidence, you know? For years and years and centuries, we just had to fight to survive. We never fight it for our better days, but just for being alive. That's the history of Georgia. So all these like writers, all these people that work in their fields, I just feel like they just do it for themselves, for like smaller groups, but they don't have the confidence to go outside of Georgia and to tell the world that, yes, I can make you fall in love with me as well, you know? So, I don't know, probably the thing that Georgia is lacking the most right now is confidence. For centuries, everyone was telling us that we should be like smaller. They were like taking our territories. We were always in a war. So people probably like got depressed and stressed, and that just goes on generation. And you're just raised in a, even me, you know, like as a kid, when I was raised by my parents, I wouldn't say that they were like pushing me to do great things. They're like, yeah, you can be satisfied with smaller amount, you know. You are taught to be satisfied with a smaller amount of achievements you can make in life. When in reality, why you should be satisfied with a small amount? Because we're like naturally born fighters, you know. We are born to fight for our future, fight for our freedom, fight for our rights, fight for our success. We just fight all the time. We like, especially like young girls in Georgia, we start fighting from a very early age at home because we have to fight against our dads who are telling us to not go out and not wear shorts or like short skirts. Then we're fighting with all the guys who are trying to, you know, like make you feel uncomfortable for like acting in like certain way, or like dancing, or, you know, like anything, drinking, driving, swearing, you know, cursing, you know, like everything. Then you're fighting for your career because you go to some like maybe good place where you can work, and your coworkers are always trying to bully you because you're a girl, and especially when you're a younger girl, they think that you can actually have like wiser ideas. So you are always fighting. Even when you achieve some success, they are like always telling, when a young woman in Georgia achieves success, people are always like, oh, she's probably dating the guy who helped her to achieve things, or if she's dressed nicely or like looks good, oh, she did so much like, you know, surgeries, or that clothes is not from her, this guy bought it for her, you know, like they can't believe that girls and women can actually work so hard to achieve success and be beautiful and well-dressed by their own money and by their own abilities, you know. Okay, so my key to this is that when people like tell me that, oh, you're so successful, for example, and how are you so confident, for example, when they ask me, I don't feel like the confidence is saying thank you to when someone is telling you that you are successful. Confidence is when you understand that you achieved something now, but you have faith in your future, and you know that you're going to achieve more, and you are so confident that you're going to achieve more that you're just naturally like confident all the time. You know, I probably missed the words, but what I'm saying is that when someone is telling you that you are successful and you say thank you, that's not being confident. But confidence is when you may say thank you, but you have faith in yourself that you're going to achieve more tomorrow and you're going to be more successful tomorrow. And that just like gives you drive, and that just like pushes you to never stop and like achieve more and work harder and just do all the things that you have ever dreamed of as a kid. That's my kid. Beauty Lab was founded in 2017. Initially, it was a Facebook group, closed one, for women who were interested in beauty and self-care, basically. That's all the group was about. But then at some point we realized that since a lot of women were interested in that, and then a lot of people were making posts and were really active, we could have like taught them how to be loyal to each other, how to support each other, how not to judge each other, how not to shame each other. So I wouldn't say that Beauty Lab is only an advertising company or the application that we made afterwards, but also a platform that taught women how to get closer to each other and how to protect, how to support each other. In 2019, we applied for the government grant, and we got this 100,000 lari, and we created the application. It's an online booking application for for the beauty salons, and we also have the software behind it, which helps beauty salon owners to manage all the processes like manually handled. It's a very well-known brand in Georgia, and like every girl on the street that you can stop, they know about the brand. So it shouldn't be just stopped in this like Facebook group or even application. We can go worldwide and we can do a lot of great things, and we're actually working on it. And also, a lot of people don't know that Georgia can actually become a beauty destination, an aesthetic tourism destination. So I think the next thing that Georgia and me as a founder of Beauty Lab should work, and the whole group and the beauty industry itself, is to take Georgia to a whole new level and just tell the people worldwide that they can come here and treat themselves. And the quality will be better than in a lot of countries. The sense of Georgia for me is people. I mean, every time I'm traveling, I'm telling a lot of things about Georgia. People say that I'm like getting paid for that, but I'm obviously not. It's just my country that I love, because you can tell so many things about Georgia. It doesn't matter if you're talking about food, if you're talking about nature, if you're talking about wine, if you're talking about traditions, cultural things, like heritages, everything. But I think the most precious thing in Georgia, the reason why we still have all these cultural things or like heritages or the like churches and like traditions basically, is because of these people here. And even though we are like getting more developed, it just like it just genetic thing, you know, like it just comes from your family. The way they can help each other, the way they can communicate, the way they can stand with the way they are open-hearted. I have seen a lot of countries and I've seen a lot of people in the world, but I would say that I've never seen such diverse and such interesting people as Georgians, and they're really direct. Like, they wouldn't fake their smiles. They may not smile at you, but if you go and ask them for help, they're gonna they're gonna follow you until you're like safe and after you're settled down, and they're gonna like stop doing whatever they're doing and just come and help you. And just like beautiful people. And I would say that the first thing that you should experience in Georgia is people. Just go out, go into the bars and like just places and communicate with people, communicate with locals. If you believe in yourself and if you believe that you can not only make your life wonderful, but also to make like other people's lives easier and then wonderful as well. If you believe that you have strengths for that, and if you believe that you are the person who can actually lead this, then why you should not?